In this video, we're going to be talking about how to store your Bitcoin safely. But before we get into it, take a deep breath out, breathe all the way out, and take one big deep breath in. And as you hold at the top, listen to the birds, listen to the breeze, enjoy this beautiful ocean view. Live through me as you feel my feet on the soft ground, and as you breathe out. And now we're here grounded together, sharing this experience together. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to store your Bitcoin safely. And this was asked to me because I've been making videos about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and something that I've realized is for many of you, one of the fears of investing in cryptocurrency or storing your wealth in cryptocurrency, storing your wealth in Bitcoin, is fear of getting hacked. Fear of losing your keys, because we see these stories of people getting hacked, or we see these stories of people losing their keys, getting locked out of their password. How can you do it so this will never happen to you? So in this video we're going to get into that. But before that, if you're just sort of curious and you're on the fence, I want you to realize that the technology of cryptocurrency is like the printing press was to the church. It's usurping the power from the government. The internet, social media, we've already seen the government has lost its ability to control the narrative through propaganda. Now even social media tries to control what you can say and can't say, but they're pretty limited in what they can do. New ideas are constantly popping up. It's whack-a-mole. And the same situation for cryptocurrency. And there's a lot of interesting things about Bitcoin, but one of the most interesting things is when you have an encrypted when you have encrypted property that lives in cyberspace, it's something that is extremely difficult for anyone to get from you through violence or through coercion. And that's a new thing in history. Historically, the main ways that we've stored our wealth are in property, in gold, and in fiat currency, like dollars. Now, property is particularly vulnerable to violence and coercion, whether that's war, warlords, barbarians. People can just take your land. You can't truly own your land in today's age because the government has a claim to it through taxes. If you don't pay your taxes, and the government shows up, they will send guns, they will send people, and they will seize your land. Gold is also hard to secure if it's in large amounts, and that's one of the reasons that historically gold has become concentrated by governments. The US has a lot of the gold, because it's sort of dangerous to steal yourself. It's vulnerable to violence. It's also a liquid, it's hard to sell. And then we have fiat currencies. Yeah, you can hide cash. That can work okay, but like gold, there's a similar problem of it can be hard to move. And also, if you're trying to use the banking system, the government has access to the banking system. They can do forensic data, and they can spy on you, they can shut you down. Bitcoin, for the first time, we have encrypted property. What encryption is it's a technology that basically is going to prevent, it's unhackable when stored properly. It can't be taken. Any amount of violence, any amount of coercion can't take it by force, right? There's possibility that threat of torture may make you to give up your Bitcoin, but there's ways around that too. With property, they can just take it by force. With gold, with fiat currency, they can just take it by force. They cannot take your Bitcoin by force. It's not possible. Threat of violence maybe gives them a chance of getting you to give it to them, but they cannot take it from you. So that's what's really interesting about encrypted cyber property, Bitcoin, and why it's so revolutionary. It's also revolutionary because it's decentralized, because it has a transparent supply schedule and supply cap, because it's very portable, divisible, it's very fungible, and it's becoming accepted by more and more people. So how do you store it properly? When you store it in an exchange, you're vulnerable to counterparty risk, because the exchange could go down, the exchange could get hacked, or the government could sort of seize control somehow. So there's custodial risks to holding your Bitcoin. So I'm not a huge fan of storing your Bitcoin in a high interest account, because when you look at it from a philosophical and a political, it's not just about investment, it's about saving your money and sleeping well at night and being very secure. So if you're securing your net worth If you have 10, 20, 30, 40 years and you're storing it in an online exchange, there's a lot that can go wrong. Therefore, in Bitcoin, a common saying is not your keys, not your coins, right? Or not your keys, not your corn, Bitcoin. So what it means is to store your keys securely, and it's gotten a lot easier. It's not that simple to do, but there's different hardware wallet devices. We have Coldcard, Trezor, and Ledger are some of the main ones. And what these wallets do are, it's a way for you to store physically your coins. No one can take your coins without having access to this device, and 2 layers of password. That looks like did my thing just die? Okay, we're gonna go by hand here. Okay, by hand. It's by, even if they stole this thing from you, they would need 2 layers of passwords to get through it. So it's basically impenetrable. If you lose it, you can memorize a 24, 25 word phrase in your head, and that can allow you to flee the country. If you're in Afghanistan, you gotta run. If you are a victim of forced emigration, which happens all the time throughout history, it's nice to feel pretty stable, but you might need to up and run. You can just take this key with you, and if you have this key, you can punch it in to any of these devices and restore your wealth. So if it's lost in a fire, if you have it in your head, you can have it in your head. I'm going to talk about certain more advanced ways. The way that it works, I'm not going to get into the technology too much, but when you have to, it's way impossible to guess 24 straight words, even through the most powerful computers. It's the beauty of encryption is it's functionally unhackable. So what you can do is you can have your hardware wallet. You can memorize your phrase. Another thing you can do that can make it available to loved ones, if you are afraid if you're going to die, how your family's going to get your crypto, what you can do, and this is what I've done, and I got this from the book Bitcoin Billionaires about the Winklevoss twins. You break your key up into smaller pieces, 2 12-word phrases or 3 8-word phrases, so that if anyone has one phrase, they can't do anything with it. And you take that and you put it in different safety deposit boxes. So even if there's corrupt bankers, the bankers or corrupt people who work at the bank, they can't do anything with just 8 words. They need 24. That way, if you die, your family is able to access your security deposit boxes and able to access your coins. That's one way you can do it. So as you can see, you're immune to violence. The only immunity you need is threat of violence. In Bitcoin, they say, how do you protect yourself from the $5 wrench attack, where someone has a wrench and says, give me your coins, right? They can't take it from your wallet, but they can give you your key, or they could try to. So what can you do? One is, it's recommended to never tell anyone how much Bitcoin you have, so they don't know. And one of the reasons for that is, another thing you can do is you can have a throwaway wallet. You can have all your net worth is in one, and then you have just a small amount of money in another one. So if there's someone who's threatening you with violence, you give them the keys to your decoy wallet. And especially if you never tell anyone how much Bitcoin you have, that should be sufficient to get you out of threat of violence or torture. Another thing you can do is, there's a way to set up, I haven't done this one, so it's sort of interesting, but multi-signature, where in order to access the coins, you may have, you're gonna need to get approval from different geographic locations or different people. So even if someone has your body and is torturing you, they can't get your coins without permission from these other signatures. So that's a way where it's just impossible, because you don't have full access to it all the time you need it. Personally, I like to have full access. I don't want to have these sorts of, I want to be able to get my coins when I want to get my coins. So I'm, giving it away, but I feel pretty safe. Because it's only threat of torture that has a chance of doing anything. It can't possibly be seized, and this is one of the reasons that I stay strong and I stay agile. and agility is the mental kind as well. So how to store your Bitcoin safely, securely, get it off exchanges and take advantage. Like, you have the opportunity to become your own bank. Basically, for the first time in history, you can become your own bank, and no one, no matter what, can take it from you. And that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Not as an investment, but as a secure, safe way to save your money. It's more secure than a bank. When banks go out of business, we've seen it. Banks could take a haircut off you. Banks are tracked by the government. They may put arbitrary limits, prevent you from leaving the country when you need to, prevent you from accessing your money. Gold is just cumbersome, it's hard to move, and it's also easily seized. And then property, I like property, but it's a sitting duck, right? It's easy for them to take from you if they want to. Bitcoin, they just cannot do it. So that's the beautiful thing about encrypted cyber property. Other sorts of cryptocurrencies have the same property, but Bitcoin is my favorite and the recommended because of its winning the network effect and possibly a winner-takes-all environment. And it has some really nice properties about it, and the way it was founded, how decentralized it's become, the Lindy effect, how long it's survived and how much stronger it's become, and the past as a possible projector of the future and how much it's grown, not just in price, but in usage. So hope you found that helpful, hope you found that useful. And if you did, comment down below how much Bitcoin you have. No, I'm just joking, don't do that. Comment down below if you found it useful. Hit the thumbs up if you found it useful. Yeah, Cold Card, Trezor, Ledger, I don't think it really matters. If you think it matters, comment down below. I don't think it really matters which brand. And if you have any other ideas, comment down below. And yeah, if you want more advice, I do one-on-one coaching. I'm allowing for more time to help more people, so I'm more available now. And there's a link to that down below. I'm not taking everybody, but I'm comfortable inviting people in. So if that's something you want to check out, then check it out. Appreciate you, much love, and look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.